All right, today we're talking about a guitar player's secret weapon. And no, it's not practice. It's definitely not practice. It is a phaser pedal. So I'm going to kind of go through how I kind of like to think of using a phaser pedal in the track that we're making. And for this example, I will be using the excellent, ultimate phaser pedal, the Bliss Wombtone. Okay? So I'm going to go over 3 ways that I like to use it. And basically, the first thing that I'm going to do is you're going to hear the second verse, the extra guitar that we're going to lay down on it.
Picking random numbers out of a hat. You come out strong, then pull back from hot to cool, using all the dirty tricks that work so well in high school. And while you're sweating out the last of the days, you'd be surprised to find how many ships have sailed.
Now, the first verse had a bunch of Ian's kind of sparkly, all over the place stuff. And now the second verse, I've decided to delete all his tracks, and I'm going to do kind of like a finger-style accompaniment type deal. So if you remember, the chords for the verse are B major. Then we have the 4 chord. So this would actually be E major, right? So B to E. And then we have D sharp minor to C sharp minor. Okay? Now I'm kind of choosing to maybe interpret those as a B major 7, E major 7, D sharp minor 7, and then C sharp minor 7, right? So basically how I'm going to play this is I'm going to go do that trick we've done in a lot of other videos. I'm going to find the relative minor in the key of B. So I'm going to back up 3 frets to get to kind of like the G sharp, right? And now basically if you just kind of hear what this phaser pedal is doing, it's kind of creating this this awesome phaser sound that is just kind of like this swooshing, swirling type deal. Now, the Wombtone can do like a million different things, and I'll probably go more in depth about that later, but this is just kind of like a basic idea of what I was thinking. And I'm going to go into the relative minor shape, which is the 4th fret, where that minor pentatonic thing is, and I'm going to start using double stops through pentatonic boxes. So I did an entire lesson on this entire thing, so I will link you to that if you're interested in more of this kind of sound. But I'm going to kind of play those chords, that B, E progression, but I'm going to use double stops. So I'm going to use 2 notes at a time. To kind of go through some of those shapes, all right? So the first thing I'm doing is I'm taking, really, you can think of this as the top of this box right there, or you can think of this as the B major shape, right? Kind of like an A major, A sharp, B. So I'm really just kind of playing the D and the G string. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of that B string, finger style. And then I'm going to add this note right here, the 7th fret on the B string. And how I got that, I was just thinking of that beautiful minor pentatonic thing right there. Now, if we want to talk about what note that actually is, it's an F sharp, okay? Now, anything in that, as long as it stays in the same key, is going to sound really good. Basically, I'm just kind of choosing to play that F sharp over the E chord, right, to kind of get, maybe extend that chord a little bit is one way to look at it. And so I'm starting off with a B, just like that. And then I'm going to go into these same 2 shapes that I've been using before. And again, I'm just sticking on the D and the G string. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing that Ian was kind of doing in the other part. So really, the D and the G string, I'm almost just kind of following it. 4th fret, 11th fret, 9th fret, 6, 8, 6. Okay, that's kind of like the core melody of what I'm going for. And again, it's just double stops through pentatonic boxes with a phaser that kind of gives it that cool sound, especially when you kind of like hit it like that, right? Now the next part we're going to talk about, and what I really like about phaser, is when maybe a part of a song drops out and you have a lot of space. I think a phaser is like a really beautiful thing to kind of have to fill some of that space. So there are a couple parts in the song where the music drops out to leave that kind of space. So I'm going to kind of just play the chords over that, like for the chorus. If you just kind of hit it and let the phaser do its thing. It's very subtle. It's just going to be in the background. And then you kind of have that swooshing, that atmosphere type thing that's going to kind of go over there. A great example of that is right before the solo part comes, where I'm just hitting a A major 7 chord, which I'll play right now.
It occupies the space above your head.
And then a third way that I like to use a phaser, especially this one in particular, it sounds really good when you kind of use a pick and you get a good attack on it to get like that kind of sound, right? Very, I don't know, very kind of like reggae. Like when you really get that click sound on the phaser, I think this really sounds good. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use it in a way to not busy up the mix as much, but really to kind of complement what the snare is hitting. So if it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, I would be going like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think just kind of like a rhythmic way is a good way to kind of like add a percussive element that is a little bit more musical than just the straight dry percussion. So just a couple different ways that I think of using a phaser pedal and how we're going to actually incorporate it into this song. Again, how obvious it's going to be in the mix is probably going to be decided for later, but it's nice just to kind of have those atmospheres you can deal with, so when you get to the mixing of it, you kind of have more options. So definitely if you have any questions about this pedal, maybe more you'd like to see about this pedal and phasers in general, or anything else, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks a lot.